So we'll start with the feet, maybe about shoulder distance wide or so, and let the knees bend. Have you just bring your hands together in front of your chest and just start to rock forward and back on your feet. So you're shifting your weight towards your toes and then kind of rocking back. Just rocking forward and back a few times. And then let yourself lean just a little bit towards the toes, but soften the knees. And we'll breathe in, taking the arms out to the side and up for the ceiling. And then as you exhale, just let the hands come down through the middle. So you're inhaling, reaching out and up. Exhaling, just bring your hands right through the middle. Do that a few times. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, coming through the center. And now we're going to let that take us into a forward bend. So reach up, bring the hands together. Exhale as you bring your hands down the middle. Just let yourself roll forward, hanging over the legs. Bend the knees a little bit, reach the arms out to the side, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands come down the middle, just rolling down the spine. The knees bent, reaching out, inhale, rising back up. Exhale, hands down the middle, just rolling forward. Do that one more time to reach up. Hands come together, roll down the middle, and then just hold in the forward bend. You can take hold of your elbows and just let yourself sway side to side. It's kind of a nice, easy sway. You can bend one knee, then the other as you rock. Maybe relax the jaw a little more. I like to blow raspberries, just putting the lips together and blowing through them. And that releases jaw tension really nicely. Then we'll let the hands release, bend the knees a little bit more, and let your hands come onto the tops of your knees or your thighs. And we'll scoop the hips forward, rounding the back. And then inhale, let the hips draw back, lift the head a little bit. Exhale, push the hips under you, rounding the back. And then inhale, shoulders come away from the ears as you look forward. Exhale, rounding. And inhale, opening up. And then we'll release the head, release the arms, and roll up to standing. And we'll bring the feet maybe more like hip distance apart. Breathing in, we'll take both arms up for the ceiling. And then breathing out, we'll take right hand down towards the right foot and let the left arm reach over to the right. Keep a little bend in the knees and roll the hips under so you don't come into a back bend. And you can just look down at the floor. Then we'll reach out with the right hand, come back up, and then reach down with the left hand. You can look down at the floor, feel the right side of the body opening up. Reach out with the left, rising up, and folding to the right. And reaching out with the right, rising up, folding over to the left. Just looking down at the floor, feel the left shoulder pull away from the ear. And rising up, we'll do one more each way, folding to the right. Maybe you can move the hips a little bit to the left. And reaching up, coming back to the middle, and folding over to the left. And then coming up with the breath in. And now we'll step right foot back and bend the left knee. We'll let the arms come down. Maybe go a little bit wider just so you start to feel some stretch in the back calf. We'll take the arms up into a W shape, pulling the shoulders back, but pushing the elbows forward so they come underneath your wrists. And then let the arms come down. Press into the back heel, lean forward a little bit, like you're pushing yourself through a doorway and your arms are resting on the doorway itself. And then the arms come down. Do that one more time. Breathing in and breathing out, taking the arms down. Then we'll lift the back heel, turn that foot, take both arms up, breathing in. I'm gonna face you so you can see this. We'll take the left hand to the hip, bend the right knee, the back knee a little bit more, and reach the right arm over to the left and slightly back. You wanna feel this in the front of the right hip. It's an area that gets very tight. And then coming back up. Then we'll switch legs. So we'll step back with the left leg, bend the right knee, press into the left heel, lean forward just a little bit, and take the arms to that W shape. And then they come down. And opening out. And releasing one more time to that W shape. Feel the stretch through your chest muscles. Maybe pull the shoulder blades together just a little bit more. And then taking the arms down and lift the back heel, turn that foot, bend the back knee. Right hand to the hip, left hand reaches up and goes to the right and slightly back. You can push the hips forward a little bit more to get a little more of the stretch in the front of the left hip. And then we'll come back up. And we'll bring the feet together now. Work a little bit with balance and rotation. So we'll bring the big toes together. And it's helpful to find a spot somewhere on the floor in front of you, or maybe the wall in front of you for your eyes to focus on. And we'll bring the hands together in front of the body and just rise up onto the tippy toes. So hug the inner thighs together to keep the big toes grounded. And then you can start to take the arms up. Notice if you're starting to come into, like I call this the gymnastics back bend, where you start to kind of push the ribs forward and open back. So see if you can hug the ribs in a little bit, roll the hips under. Now we're going to take the left arm back, right arm forward. Yeah, keep hugging the inner thighs together so you stay balanced. Then inhale, reaching both arms up. And then right arm comes back, left arm comes forward. Feeling the spine rotating. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, left arm goes back, right arm goes forward. Inhale, reaching up to center. And exhale, right arm goes back, left arm forward. Do this one more each side. Breath in to reach. Breath out, reaching back. And inhale to center. And exhale, right arm goes back, left arm forward. And breathing in, reaching up. You can sink the heels down. And we'll bend the knees and take the arms forward and up. Let the armpits push forward a little bit and just enjoy the stretch through the calf muscles from being on your tiptoes. And then we'll release the arms. And now we'll work with the chair. So I'm just going to bring the chair in. So really nice stretch. You can do this either facing the front of your chair, or you can do it from behind. Letting your hands come onto the back of the chair. Walk your feet back until you come into this kind of forward bend. This is like down dog in yoga. And you can play with your hand position to get different stretches. So if the hands are on top, You're probably going to feel it more in the chest and the upper back. If the hands slide down to the sides, you might feel this more in the side ribs, into the shoulder blade. So you can play with that, what hand position works best, even bringing the hands down, maybe going back a little bit more so you get more into the lower back. And then you can come back up. And then we'll come to sitting on the chair. And I'm just gonna straddle this corner here and turn to face the front of where the chair is facing forward, and then take the right leg back. So the leg that's in the back, you're gonna take it back, press into that heel. It's kind of a similar shape to what we were doing standing, but if you're not able to get up and wander around, this can be a really nice stretch. And then I like to just massage through the side of the hip and the front of the hip. And then you can play with taking your arms up. So this can be really nice for when the hip flexors get tight while you're working. And I'll come over to the other corner. Same thing. So now the left foot comes back. I straighten that knee, press into the foot, and the right knee is facing forward. This is like a warrior one in yoga. Nice. And then the other place that gets tight is, of course, what we're sitting on, our glutes. And I like to do this simple one of taking one ankle over the other knee. And when you do that, you may find your foot wants to go to the other side. That just means you might be a little tight. So if that's the case, if taking the ankle all the way across is a little too much, you can just cross the knees or even cross the ankles. Whichever position you choose, just gonna lean forward. And you'll feel this in the outer hip. You can just rest your hands on your shin. If you have this position, you can just lean over, give yourself a nice hug. Same if you have the ankles crossed, you can just fold and just give yourself that nice hug, feeling the stretch on the outside of that hip. And we'll come up, changing sides. Sitting tall, and then if you have this position and the foot's way over here, see if it can slide in a little closer and still have your hips level on the chair or whatever you're sitting on. And then we'll lean forward. Just taking some breaths, relaxing the jaw and the face. And then coming back up and releasing. So a stretch that you may intuitively do throughout your day is to just take a stretch and a yawn, just reaching back and up. That works great. My chair is a little high for me to do this, so I'm just going to straddle it just to demonstrate. But if you have a chair that's a little bit lower, you can actually lean back against the back of the chair and open this way. And this really helps open the body in the front. And then when you sit in the chair, you can also work with some twists. If your chair doesn't have arms, you can turn to face the side and just take hold of the back of the chair and rotate your body towards the chair. And then the head might go in the opposite direction. It can be a nice stretch. And if you have arms, if your chair has arms, you can do the same thing, just holding the arms of the chair. Just gonna flip it around. Holding the back and just twisting the body towards the back of the chair. And then turn the head the other way. Nice. And then we'll come back to center and we'll set up for our meditation. So if you're using a chair, feel free to find something to put under your feet. I'm going to grab a pillow real quick. So sitting directly in a chair, you want to have your knees at least as high as your hips. It's probably even better for them to be a little bit higher. Since I'm smaller, I have to have something under my feet so that I can have my knees level with the top of the chair, level with my hips. And of course, if you're sitting on the floor, just want to find a taller posture. So we'll just take a moment to bring your hands onto your belly. And as you feel your body kind of settling from all the stretching we did, you might feel yourself warm. And with your hands on your belly, just start to feel your breath move under your hands. It might be subtle movement, just relaxing the belly as much as you can to experience the breath moving down. Feeling your awareness shifting to your breath, and that taking you a little bit more present to your body. Now we'll bring the hands to the chest and let your breath shift to your chest. Just tuning into your natural breath rhythm. No need to force any particular kind of breathing or pacing. Now we'll keep one hand on the chest, bring the other one to the belly. Allow the breath to fill your belly. And then move and fill all the way up into the chest. And then when the exhale comes, feel the chest empty first, and then the belly. Don't feel like you have to take super deep, big breaths. You can just let it be a normal size breath, but just feeling that movement of filling your belly, then your chest, and then emptying the chest and then the belly. And if that feels comfortable to you, you can continue with that breathing, or just let your breath come back to its normal patterns. And you can rest your hands on your thighs. You can keep the hands on your belly and chest if you choose, or you can bring one hand into the other palm and touch your thumbs together. Just continuing to be present to your breath by just noticing its movement through the body. Whether your natural breath tends to be in the belly or the chest, or you're able to fill the belly and then the chest. Just feeling the sensations created by the movement of your breath. And with this awareness of your breath, also notice the space between the inhale and the exhale, and the space between the exhale and the inhale. And if you start to feel your body wanting to tense up, and just witness that part of you that wants to be tense. And maybe just that simple awareness helps it soften. Coming back to the breath when you have released any tension. Noticing the mind being carried away by a thought. Whenever you notice that the mind has strayed from thinking about the breath, just acknowledge that that's happened and invite the mind to come back to following the breath. Sensing the rhythm of your breath. You become aware of the breath, becoming more subtle. The pauses maybe lengthening.
as your body and mind become more relaxed. The breath softens. Beginning to notice the room you're in and the sounds within that room. Just sensing that we're all sitting here together. You can bring some gentle movement back to your fingers and your toes. Feeling free to take a stretch, maybe interlace the fingers and press the palms forward and up. Feel a little lift through the chest. You may find a yawn wants to come. Just feeling a stretch. We'll work just a tiny bit in the face. Since we're spending so much more time in front of our screens, it can be really helpful to stretch the muscles around the eyes and the face. So we'll first just scrunch up the face like you just ate something really sour and you're just scrunching up. And then opening the face really wide. And scrunch it up. And open wide. And then relax, and we'll look up at the eyes and down, up and down, up and down, and then side to side, side to side, side, side. And then in circles. You can go slow with that because it can make you a little bit dizzy. And then change the direction of the circle. And then bring your hands to your knees, look up between your eyebrows. Take a deep breath in through the nose and then exhale, stick out the tongue. Make that sound. Do that one more time. And you can just give your face a little massage. Maybe take your knuckles and just trace your jawline. And then hands onto your shoulders, lift the shoulders, give them a squeeze, just bring some blood flow in there. And then release the hands, release the shoulders.